Oh my god, that's like my very first raid. So, all right. Just worried for a second there. I thought nobody could hear me. So, hello, hello. Hey, Lumi. Glad you can make it. Oh my god, what's my... Oh. I'm glad you like. Yeah, this is me. Or it would be me if... Hang on. Looks like VidewTube stopped working real quick. Let me reload it. Note to self. Spend more time booting up your own stream instead of last minute hanging out in other people's. No, I mean, occasionally, yeah, but it's nice to hear, and nice to get the validation that, hey, it's like I kind of told myself that I wanted a job ultimately where I could use my body to make money, you know, which of course limits the options. In my particular case, it was kind of like, well, I could either move heavy objects or use my voice. So here I am. At least that's the idea. And let me see if this is actually going to go ahead and work now. Now that you're actually in the channel, it shouldn't give me any problems. Cool, there it goes. So anybody watching? Okay, pretty much everybody who's actually here was literally already just over in Lumi's channel a moment ago. You know I came over here with you. But at the same time, it's nice to have you guys here, and anybody who's checking out the VOD later, by all means, have a look over at Luminous Peak. She does a whole lot of cool stuff, and absolutely go take a look, show her some love, and drop a follow. And I said I was gonna do it. So, you know, Lumi. Ada. What was that? Oh, wait, hold on, I stuttered. Ada. Is that better? Cool, glad you liked. I'm gonna clip that later, so bang, there you go. Just for you. Considering I'm not at the point where I can do redeems or any of that other cool stuff yet. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you can really screw up an Ara. Okay, yeah. Ara. Yeah, no. That doesn't really work. But yeah, if you're not trying to do it on purpose, then yeah, it should just work, right? And I gotta do something about those ads. So, but yeah, thanks so much. It was fun hanging out on your stream earlier, and you know, getting to watch you lubing up the keycaps. It's always a good time. Although I think it's probably more the company. All jokes aside. Take these off real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on getting up to that. Actually, Thursday, I did a test ASMR where I actually just did reading time. So I did story reading aloud from a light novel. Kind of did like the first 10 chapters just to see how it kind of felt. It seemed to go over well. So I'm going to probably do a little bit more of those. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to doing guided relaxations and meditations and stuff. Ultimately, I'd like to get to the point where when people just want to come over and chill, unwind, or relax, they can just kind of come over, come see me, and, you know, kick back in the corner, maybe fall asleep or have me on in the background or anything else, and just let go, relax, and just settle on in and have a good time and just enjoy. Absolutely, I'm looking forward to having you on more often. Cause yeah, definitely you're one of my fun people I like being around and chilling with on stream. So by all means, please do. My door, I guess, is always open. So come on by, lurk, everything else, hang out. Speaking of lurking, I know you haven't eaten yet or anything, so you've probably got to be hungry and stuff. So if you want to go ahead and lurk and everything else as well, by all means, just, you know, drop by or hang out here, go grab a bite and everything else like that, or anything else you got to go ahead and do. Yes, must feed the Lumi, keep the Lumi hydrated. Because, and how often do people tell you this? Lumi, you're very cool and you're a really great person. I really like being around you. And you're a very good girl. And I really enjoy watching you, watching your hands, and listening to you on your stream. I look forward to it every chance I get. And I gotta do something about this chair and its squeakiness. So, speaking of lube, I need to liberally apply some to the seat. Caught in 4K. Yes. Definitely. You were so busy trying to rush and everything else like that, which totally appreciate that. Well, yeah, exactly. And Lumi's a very good girl. Unless she decides to be naughty. And then, of course, you know what happens to naughty girls. I'm beginning to get an idea of what kind of redeems I want to put on here. Just the kind of things I can have fun with. Yeah, squeaky chair. Your filtering is probably better than mine. I hope you don't hear mine as much. I'm trying to sit as still as possible so that you can't really hear it, but it almost feels like every time I kind of turn or shift or something that the chair has to complain. And I'm like, you know, shut up, I'm a WD-40 harasser. But yeah, go eat, go, you know, grab some food, grab munchies and everything. I am just going to be working in Clip Studio Paint and VRoid Studio. Yeah, so. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's the same I'm doing. For now, I'm actually using the good voice reduction or good noise reduction but I actually do have two mics here, so I can have a twin mic setup so I can do stereo. So if I really do some ASMR, and then I can do that whole simulating being right in your ears, either on the left or right side, that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we'll see what happens to Naughty Girls then. But if I do ever do anything else, like more ASMR-y, with like the noise and the triggers and stuff like that, I'll wind up having to kind of turn that noise reduction off because it's a little too good, if you know what I mean. You end up not being able to hear anything that I do on the mics as far as sound effects goes. But yeah, so go get some food. I'll be here. Cool. Awesome. And of course, everybody else, welcome. Feel free, come on in, get comfortable, get settled. Like I said, I'm just going to be doing some stuff in Clip Studio Paint and in working on my VRoid model. As you can see at the moment, I've got a PNG model, which is still mostly, rather non-corporal, very real quick throw together PNG tubing. So ever since kind of getting isekai'd into this whole VTuber world stuff, the first thing I wanted to do, as opposed to being a disembodied voice, I wanted to at least have a basic presence. So now, next part of my own inception, which of course I'm going to stream because, why not, is working on a VRoid model. And I've done some of the basic stuff already in VRoid, but then to go ahead and get a really custom look, you kind of have to start working on painting textures and everything. And that's the kind of things I'm going to be working on. I've already gotten started on some of that today, but there's a bit more for me to go ahead and do. So let me go ahead and let's see here, application wise. First, I probably need to go ahead and open a VRoid Studio, because this is just going to be a slight pain in the butt right now, it looks like. Hang on. So my computer is a bit of a potato, and I have to kind of make sure that I've cut stuff back so that I can properly go ahead and run things. I found out the hard way. OBS sucks up a lot of GPU, and this is actually still a relatively basic model Mac. Been on the older side, so let me see here. Okay, it looks like it's going to behave, so let me try switching over to the full screen app. Screen window.
At TBG, we responded to a need to make the gas can safer. Our gas can
tripped me out for a second there. It's like, okay.
Protected. It allows the gas nozzle to easily enter.
All right, so that is not the window that I want. Let me switch this. This should be VRoid. Okay. and zoom this in. It looks a little bit bizarre at the moment, but that's because I have a whole bunch of reference lines. So with the new version of VRoid, you have the option of having a bodysuit that allows you to have a bit more flexibility with regards to the things that you can actually do on your further customization to your model, being able to kind of like offset body size and shape a little bit more. So there's like stuff like that. You can apply skin to that, a texture on that as well. I went ahead and painted some quick reference lines, like basic musculature. This is obviously not what it's going to look like in the end, but this was just kind of to get an idea of the position of everything. So some basic musculature and essentially where some shadows should go in. So when I actually go ahead and do paint the body, that's just going to be the stuff that I apply to that. But for now, for today, I am going to be, my first goal is to finish up the face textures. Things seem a little sensitive. So I need to clean up the paint job, customize the eyes. As you can see, like right now, I've just got some basic shading in. Haven't done a whole lot just yet. I am still working on that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and continue the stuff that I'm working on today. And I'm trying not to go I'm not trying to go like uber realistic or anything, but then I guess this is kind of going beyond the typical anime look. So, but yeah, I'm just going to be continuing the work that I started here between, working on this in VRoid Studio and in Clip Studio Paint, and just go ahead and get this in. Assuming I can get my tech to go ahead and keep playing nice. Anyway. Okay, so I got this window, and let me grab the other window, which this should be. It should be Clip Studio Paint, but it's not pointing to it, so why isn't it seeing it? That is so weird. Let me go ahead and exit out of Clip Studio Paint real quick and restart that. I have no idea why it's not showing up. A little bit earlier before stream, I was actually looking at animation with Clip Studio EX. So it's basically commission work that I've got. Not gonna probably work on that on stream at the moment, just because I'm not sure whether or not my friend who commissioned me wants to like really show that off just yet. So since I don't have his permission, I'm not gonna go ahead and work on it at the moment. So I'm just gonna stick on my stuff. I'll ask him later on, and if he's cool with it, then I'll show little clips about it and probably work on it a bit in stream. So I need to go ahead and get that done in the next about next month or so. All right. Let's see if CSP wants to behave now. No, let's find her. I have no idea why this doesn't want to show up. What the heck? So, I guess it wouldn't really be wouldn't be one of my streams if there wasn't a bit of scuff, huh? Okay, you're behaving perfectly fine. Fine. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this then. I'm just gonna delete that completely. So now, and now it works. So I really needed to create. It would not work unless I actually created a completely new window this time for some reason. Alright, so I got app 1 and besides this. Well, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that from earlier. One of Lumi's messages. All right. So now it's behaving properly. Right. Sorry about the technical scuff. So as I was saying, I was going to be doing some VRoid work today. So let's go ahead and have a look over at VRoid Studio. Alrighty. Okay, cool. So now that I've actually finally got stuff working right. Alright, so where was I? Let's see, this should be the right studio. Let's take a look over here at the skin. So I need to repaint the lips. And then... So I'll have two different versions of this character. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll have him at this age, which kind of seems a little bit on the younger side. But considering I'm kind of going more for the laid-back Jisan, the laid-back uncle, I'm going to go ahead and add some age lines and stuff like this on him to make him, well, older looking. Kind of match the aesthetic that I'm going for. Alrighty. So a little bit of paint. Clean up the nose area. And yes, rounder nose as opposed to the pointy anime nose. Really what I'm just trying to do is I want to make this more unique than the typical, what the hell? More unique than the traditional VRoid model that you see most of the time. Because, I mean, I guess that's the big thing, right? Everybody likes to bust on VRoids because they all look the same. So I'm very much trying to avoid looking the same. So in this regard, let's see here. Okay. Go ahead and open up the texture in Clip Studio Paint and get back to work. Alright, this should be it, right? Well, not quite. Oh wait, you know what? I gotta switch to Windows. You've got food. Awesome. So what are you having? What's on the eats menu tonight? This is not the right texture. So let me go ahead and open it. Oh, wait, it is the right texture. I forgot. I've got that on its own separate layer. Let's see, if we turn on the base color. Really? Biryani? Wait. Biryani. Not familiar. At least not with the name specifically. Is it like a noodle kind of thing or what? Of course, it's the Filipino thing. You know, I think rice and noodles and meat, sometimes vegetables. Okay. All right. So I got that. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That does sound really good. And rice. Nice. Indian rice dish with chicken. Man, that sounds good. Because it occurred to me that I haven't eaten yet either. I was too busy having fun. That's okay. I'll take care of it later. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I love Indian food. Okay, I love most food, so I'm not going to kid myself. Food is good. I am not stuck or hung up on any particular type one way or the other. I actually like to joke around that, you know. Now, granted, as a general rule, I don't like to eat anything that has a head or genital still attached, but being part Filipino, sometimes I've had to break that. But yeah, I am good with spicy type food, anything that's kind of like above average, or like spicy, different, I guess, would be a good way of putting it. Turn on my texture palette, or my color palette here. Okay, see, this is how I can tell it's been a minute since I've actually been working in my VRoid like I should be all this time, because I'm kind of getting reacquainted like with where I put everything on the face textures and all this other neat stuff. I've been slacking playing games on stream as opposed to properly handling my inception and getting out of ghost form. But let's go ahead and go with this, and I am going to kind of go with airbrushing in a little bit of color and redoing the lips. They're a little too weirdly pinkish. Really? Haven't? Do not be fooled if anybody tries to sell you on something called balut. It's a setup. It's a trap. So, I mean, balut is good. It's just that you have to know. I believe in knowing what you're getting into is really kind of what it comes down to.
All free clear mega packs. Bigger packs with 2 times the stain lifting power. It's one and all done.
Numbers move you, but some can stop you in your tracks.
Come on. Sorry. I gotta do something about.
For most people, HPV clears on its own.
I'm actually listening to a YouTube stream music channel, but I'm listening to it through the OBS browser. So unfortunately, the ads kind of pop up from time to time. So I apologize about that. Supposedly it was an ad-free channel, but they lie. Yes, welcome to the scuff. Enjoy your stay. But So you haven't had a whole lot of Filipino food? Well, I'm not gonna say that I'm biased or anything. I do really like it. Of course, I grew up with it, so that probably makes a bit of sense. Depending on what area of the Philippines that you visit or the people that you know, it can actually be an interesting thing regionally as far as like dishes and stuff goes. I mean, I think the mainstays that pretty much everybody has tried at one point or another, if you've been to like either a Filipino restaurant or if you know people or you go to parties, the noodle dishes, which are, if you have like the thin noodles, it's pancit. So there's pancit, which is like a standard noodle dish. It's made with like rice noodles, so they're like the thinner type of noodles. Then there are the thicker egg type noodles, and those are called pancit canton. So the bihon noodles are the thin rice noodles. Canton is the thicker egg type noodles, and I personally like both. Can't really go wrong. Then let's see, some other kind of mainstays would be stuff like chicken dishes. So you've got things like adobo, which sounds pretty much, yeah, that's too dark. Probably sounds a lot like the Spanish adobo dish, which it is very similar. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that first. And I mean, those are like the first two things that a lot of people tend to try. Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar flavor profile. So yeah, they're very much alike in that regard. All right. Let's see, I think I am going to maybe add a little bit more shadow here. All right. The thing about working with the textures, since I'm actually doing them in Clip Studio Paint so that I have more control over how they look, you can actually paint directly on the texture in VRoid Studio, but you get a lot more control because you can use a better painting tool if you actually go ahead and you paint the textures in something like Clip Studio. And so your assumption when two groups have similar foods is that one was influenced by the other more than likely, and yes. So yes, the Philippines were, I'm gonna say conquered, but they were held by the Spaniards for a while, which is why a lot of Filipinos, well, for one thing, Catholicism is the predominant religion out there, as well as they have a lot of Spanish last names, depending on where you are. Like in Manila, like the main areas, like, yeah, there's a lot more Spanish influence, but then if you go into the outer areas, the mountains regions and stuff like that, like where my father's from, Ilocos Norte, so it's a bit different, and there's definitely more of, I guess, like a mainland Chinese kind of look as far as influence goes. I don't really know specifics, and if there's any Filipinos listening to me right now who want to jump in and correct me, by all means. But like, yeah, my family doesn't actually have a Spanish sounding last name. it's a very distinctly Filipino. In fact, it's actually pretty darn unique, even as far as Filipino names goes. I actually found out that there's a small region in, in the area where my dad grew up that actually has our name on it. Like literally, I'm like, oh, cool. Kind of makes me want to go over there, take it over, and just, put like a fort at the top or something. Just because. I'm going to go ahead and export this as a PNG so I can test this. Computer's being a potato, so it's just being kind of slow. My bad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wasn't until I got older that I suddenly started hearing all the stories. It's kind of like, okay, you're old enough. We can now tell you the truth. Like, all right, truth about what? And yeah, about what indeed. All right, so I am going to go ahead and take this and replace this. So I'm going to import God, I actually forgot. The dialog boxes don't actually show up, right? Okay, cool. Like I said, I'm slacking off. Kind of forgot for a moment there. So that's not bad. So I don't actually have a character design sheet per se. I have an idea in my head in terms of what I want to model the character after. I think you were getting food earlier, but I mentioned, but so my character is actually more the Jisan, the laid back Jisan or laid back uncle type, as opposed to, kind of like a younger adventurer or anything else type of thing. And so I don't know if you ever saw the anime. Well, there's a couple that kind of come to mind, but the two characters that I had in mind in particular were well, first of all, there was from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I don't know if you saw that, but some of the Oni, the ogres, one of them, and I'm drawing a blank on his name all of a sudden, but the blacksmith, basically kind of looked like an older salaryman kind of guy. Yeah, he actually walked around in a jinbei, basically Japanese Laojin clothes, and spent all his time in front of the smithy and stuff like that. So that was kind of the basic idea that I had. And another one that was actually even more of an influence, Dagashi Kashi. Basically, it was the anime about the snack shop, the candy store, where the daughter of a candy conglomerate company was trying to recruit the owner of the candy store to come join their company, but he wanted to hand it off to his son Kokonatsu. And so the basic story was more or less the dynamic between Hotaro and Coconuts. But his father, Coconut's father, Yo, the one who owns the shop, was also another one of those dad, uncle kind of guys hanging around in a Jinpei, which is, you know, the thing that my character is, you know, that my PNG tuber is actually wearing. At least the top part anyway. Because, you know, I don't have pants. Well, it's because I don't have a lower body either. I don't have legs. But yeah, he walks around wearing like a Jinpei most of the time, hanging out, you know, in the neighborhood and stuff. And that was the idea that I had. Your dad's last name is very Middle Eastern because dad is. Yep. Mom is African. Okay, cool. Mom's name, which is literally just a slave owner name. Yeah, pretty much the same deal. My mom is from Mississippi, you know, around like the Memphis type area kind of thing. So, yep, similar situation, similar story. Well, I mean, my lore itself can be summed up pretty easily. It's essentially, I didn't listen to the friendly advice I got warning me not to go up the mystery stairs in the middle of the woods, and I went ahead and went up the stairs anyway, ended up getting isekai'd as a VTuber in the VTuber world. Heard a voice from an administrator basically saying, you are now free to create your own existence. And so here I am, defining my existence. For better or for worse. Yeah, just like I was saying earlier, okay? See, now, and this is just one of those funny things, because you would think, and you know, Eddie Murphy joked about this before and everything, the whole horror movie trope, right? You know, people are going to kind of go and it's like, oh, look, haunted ruins, or, oh, wow, look, this is an old abandoned house. They walk in and stuff and like all kinds of bad crap happens. They're like, you know what? I'm determined to stay here. You know, some other people kind of come in and stuff like Eddie Murphy kind of jokes like, you know, his people, you know, his folks, when they kind of come up, it would be something more like, oh man, this is a really great place. Get out. Too bad we can't stay. You know, it's like, okay, if you walk into a place and you get a chilly, spooky vibe, and then a disembodied voice out of nowhere basically says, get out. Listen to the fucking voice. That's all I gotta say. You know, unless you are paid to be there or something like that, I don't really see a reason to stay. I mean, okay, I get if you actually paid money and you got a mortgage and now, okay, the place is yours. All right, fine. Assert dominance. Good luck. It's kind of one of those. All right. That is not bad. I could probably add a little bit more shadow. Actually, I need to go ahead and just age him out at this point. So this is essentially young Kurisu. I need to go ahead and kind of change the settings to Ji-san Kurisu. I also missed your compliment earlier because it got moderated and stuff because of the O word, so thank you. I appreciate it. Glad I can help. Yeah, it doesn't take much to actually not look like everybody else. Now, it does take a bit. There is some work. I spent a lot of time kind of fiddling with stuff, and these are just custom textures that I put together, but at the very least, first and foremost, you can paint directly here if you wanted to. Like if I didn't like something and I wanted to kind of change the colors or something, I could actually just as easily, let me pick over here one of these colors, but if I wanted to, I could actually just go ahead and draw directly on here. And I do that a lot. Oh, let me use the pen because it's a little bit more control. But Like for example, I mean, the whole thing is Jisun here is gonna need a few more age lines, so he's gonna need kind of some shadow. Let me change the brush opacity down a little bit. But like for example, he's gonna need a few lines. It's a little bit too large. He's gonna need some lines. Wow, what the hell? I got like very sensitive. Gotta be careful. But for example, I'm gonna give him like some laugh lines like along here. Nothing too spectacular. And what the heck happened to that? Alright, that's better. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could paint on here, and I do this a lot. Like if I'm drawing guidelines, just to kind of see where it's going to show up in the model. Like for example, I want to go ahead and add lines that doesn't look like a jacked up mustache. So it's going to have to be thinner than that. But you can do this directly here on the model if you want. Now, the painting tools here, it's nice that they have them. But again, you're not going to have a whole lot of control. But if you just kind of want to see like what it's going to look like, if I wanted to, I could add like, the age lines, like say, give them a little bit of lines on here. Then I'm going to want to probably go ahead and add like, some eye lines and some shadow, like, about here. And then just maybe some crow's feet. Obviously not this pronounced, but you get the idea. You can actually go ahead and do that. You can also go ahead and draw directly over here. I like this because you can actually see on the texture map where things kind of line up. And I like having that grid. So so this way I can see better what I'm actually working on. So yeah, I'm just going to add like a little bit more and keep it subtle to just be able to add that. So what I want to do today is I want to finish the shading on the face. I've pretty much already done the eyebrows, the eye shape, and the eyeliner. And then I'm going to go ahead and work on the eyes themselves, because this is just one of the defaults. Well, absolutely. You know what I mean? You're interested in here? Well, okay, I'm assuming I'm not boring you to tears. Or if anything, I'll take it as my voice is putting you to sleep. That's, yeah, that's better. So, but I mean, if you're interested in hearing about it, like, yeah, I don't think VRoid deserves the hate that it gets. Now, I am by no means an expert at VRoid. This is actually my very first model that I've ever worked on. So, hey, I'm glad. I am happy to keep you entertained. I think maybe I'll keep you off guard too, so while you're in the middle of stuff, like, you're going to sit there typing or doing everything in the background, and I'm just kind of doing my thing, and then all of a sudden I'll just be, Lumi. Just to keep you on your toes, and to make sure you're still being a good girl. But I'm sure you are, right? The good headphones. What does that mean? Does that mean I need to turn on the second mic so I can switch between your ears and go from side to side? Oh, wait. I'm actually making sure I keep this VOD up, so I need to be careful. So yeah, let me go ahead and re-import this. which was this? Oh, no, is photo. Where are you?
When you're on Slack, you can say what you think, and then you can edit it, fix it, adjust it, add an emoji, and make sure that the actual intent of what you were saying gets across and not what you said when you were tired at the end of the day.
Get 50% off Slack Pro, a more pleasant way to work.
You're just gonna keep doing this to me, huh? Being productive and everything? Are you sure? So it has really clear, even sound. Not too much bass or something like that. Not too much bass. So wait a minute. You mean there's not enough bass on this yet? Do I need to add more? You are a promise, huh? Okay. I'll take your word for right now. Definitely have enough bass. That's good. You get to hear what it actually sounds like instead of fake simulated bass like other headphones. Cool, cool. I mean, honestly, you want to hear a little secret? My setup is scuff as hell. I wasn't sure if I was going to be into being a streamer and being a VTuber and everything, which, you know, I'm pretty much committed to this at this point. But at the moment, my total investment, not including time, is actually 0 into the equipment and software. Now, some of it, well, it's kind of more like a little bit of luck. There's like apparently a lot of talk about smaller and up and coming VTubers have a lot of misconceptions of things and how they work. Especially that whole concept that, oh, you gotta have a lot of money, or you have to spend a lot of money on your setup, you have to spend a lot of money on your models, VRoid sucks. Yeah, no, it doesn't, but that kind of thing. And so my whole thing, part of the reason why I decided in particular to go for the whole inception arc approach of streaming my own creation, as opposed to kind of coming in with everything all shiny and new and all that, is, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this, and I'm gonna create me on stream for everybody to see. And you know, I don't have money to, like, you know, to burn and drop in this. I'd love to, but I'm actually kind of glad that I don't, because, you know, it just basically lets me flex being more resourceful. Let's see, this was the original kind of shading that I did. It was overkill. So, well, I mean, if you actually look at my Twitter, you actually see the mics that I'm actually using. So the very first stream that I did, I used the mic that was built into my Mac, which of course untuned, everything else like that. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what else we were doing at that point, but I just did a quick test because I wanted to see if it was going to work. Scariest 1.5 minutes of my life, one of the, just because, you know, it's like, oh my god, I'm live, you know, and this is kind of counterintuitive. I went live and I hoped that nobody was going to quote unquote catch me online. It's not that I exactly felt like I was doing something bad, but it was just kind of more along the lines of, wow. Yeah. Wasn't sure if I felt like it's like, you shouldn't be here, what are you doing? That kind of thing. Let's see, so I'm going to put the shadows on that area and redo those. Oh, wait. Okay, that's better. Yep. So, a stationary unboxing stream and hope no one noticed. Yeah. That's kind of how it felt, right? So yeah, the first thing that I wanted was I needed better sound, and I started kind of digging around in my old equipment boxes because, I don't throw out equipment, I guess. Plus there's like, my old game consoles and stuff like that. And lo and behold, I found 2 mics from GameStop that I'd used on my PS3. They are literally, one says Rock Band and the other says Guitar Hero. So 2 used GameStop mics for $9 a piece. And then I did a little bit of tuning just to kind of make sure, that everything sounded well. So kind of warmed it up so it didn't sound like a tin can. And that's what you're listening to right now. I mean, this is still my, my natural voice. It's just that I warmed up the mic in order so it doesn't make it sound like I'm speaking into a coffee tin. But this mic is actually pretty good. The Guitar Hero mic needs a little bit more tuning. But the whole reason why I made a point of having a pair of them is because, hey, with 2 mics, and then I can pair them together and put a left and right channel on them, I now have a poor man's 3D I/O. And I'm very much looking forward to being in both of your individual ears, moving from side to side, sounding like I'm standing behind you in your nice, wonderful headphones. And see what that sounds like. Okay. The things I get to look forward to. Because I want to do more ASMR type stuff. Just, again, the relaxations, the meditations, stuff like that. Again, this is a channel to unwind, to relax, and let go, watch me be scuff, and then just have a good time doing it. Okay. I'm trying to get my bearings and stuff of the things that I did earlier. I mean, I really like the idea of what you'd said about doing the stuff that you're working on with what do you call it, the readings and everything. I thought it would be kind of funny to do, besides like, the story time reading, I wanted to also go ahead and do, just the reading time as well as, what do you call it, reading scripts. So there's like a bunch of different scripts kind of floating around, and one of the things I also saw were things like, the BFE, the GFE type scripts. So I thought it'd be really funny. I actually did a couple of mock recordings of some of those. The whole, hey babe, just wanted to hear your voice. I'm not calling for anything in particular. It's been a long day. Just wanted to relax and unwind and just say hi. I hope you're having a good time. Just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you, I miss you, and I'm looking forward to the next time that we can get together. Next time I'm in town, I really, really want to see you. So, call me when you get a chance. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying not to be cringe about it, but oh really? So do they write a lot of scripts like that? That'd be actually pretty fun. Cause yeah, I'd love to hear you doing those scripts. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be fantastic. Let's see here. I want to make sure this is lighter. Okay. An old-timey love letter. Christmas holiday stuff. That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I've done a couple of scripts from somebody, and I don't have their name handy. It's not in front of me at the moment. I mean, I posted the credit on the recordings, but because I did post it up on my Twitter too, of the 2 recordings that I did just for kicks. So in retrospect, I'm kind of glad that there's not a whole lot of people actually looking at my stuff. So it's just kind of one of those. For now, it's going to be a deep dark secret that I've done it best. I mean, if people actually ask me for it later, then maybe I'll do it. You're gonna go hunt now, huh? Turn on the grid so I can see where I'm looking. So where does the crow beak go on this? It should kind of be around here, right? Okay. Oh, really? You do, huh? I mean, I think there's only 2 there, so you're not going to find a whole lot. The only recordings that I've done so far, those 2 separate recordings that you see in my Twitter, the reading ASMR that I did this past Thursday, and, well, I did one other reading test. It was kind of like a bit of a joke. Because, yes, you know, yeah, people have complimented my voice and stuff, and, you know, that message that got moderated that I had to clear from earlier. So, yeah, people have mentioned that kind of thing. So, somebody once actually told me that that I could probably read a dictionary and it would sound good. So for kicks, just one time on stream, I was joking around with with my friend Bez and stuff. I just happened to say, okay, fine, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I started reading from the dictionary and he enjoyed it. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Yeah, believe me, I take it as a compliment. I would much rather people enjoy listening to me than think that it sounds like nails on chalkboard. You know what I mean? So let's see, I need to put that over in the corner here. And yeah, so if people like it, I am more than willing to go ahead and accommodate some stuff. Like I said, later on. Oh my god, I've actually got 30 followers already. Holy crap. So I guess once I do finally get to an affiliate and I can start doing channel points and doing redeems, then yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and start throwing stuff like that up. I don't know, I'm open to ideas. What do you think I should go ahead and do redeem wise? Apparently, I'm definitely going to be putting up the Ada Ada, as well as the I hope you're being a good boy or a good girl. Or should I just put you over my knee? Well, if you insist. Just remember, if you're naughty, you will have steps taken appropriately. I think that's okay. I was gonna say, you know, some people consider that a reward. And I'm perfectly willing to accommodate good girls who like rewards too. At least in the sense of what's not gonna get me speed run banned on Twitch. Let's see here, let me kick this down further. Giggling like a schoolgirl, is that it? I don't mind. Long as you're enjoying yourself, isn't that what matters? I see. Well, you know, I don't want to just make assumptions and take liberties without having the proper permission. But if you're going to give me permission, that's a completely different animal. So yes, have I mentioned that I can be very bacassos? Let me see how this looks. I learned the hard way. Subtle is a lot better than trying to do too much at once on this. Because it otherwise looks just... ugh. Maybe I should make that another... well, if you can actually do that as a proper redeem and stuff, because isn't like a Twitch rule something about having to do with... isn't there like a rule about making redeems of some point, or at least with as far as bits goes, making something with actual dollar value or something like that, or like I don't remember, I have to actually reread that, but making a very special custom audio redeem specifically for good girls who do their redeems. I think that'd be kind of a nice touch. I don't know, what do you think? Well, I mean, it's like I mentioned before, I don't have a problem being sus and being a degen. I mean, nobody's around. So it's kind of like one of those, well, I guess I get to do whatever I want at the moment. You know, and I don't mind being, you know, the laid back, just kind of, we're just chilling, vibing, and whatever else kind of comes up. Of course, obviously, you know, keeping everybody else comfortable and in the loop as well without, you know, going too nuts, I guess. But, you know, whatever everybody's more or less cool with, that works for me. And I forgot to turn off the guide. So now he looks like Pinhead. Oops. And, well, with the guides, it looks a little too subtle. Yes, huh? Some people put redeems. Some people put redeems where they can put in what they want. Yeah, I think I would do nothing that could get me banned. So I'm curious, what would you want me to say? Of course, these are purely test runs, considering the fact that I can't do redeems yet anyway, so this all works out. Is that too subtle? Shoot. Oh, really? Nothing off the cuff, nothing right off the top of your head? I mean, that's okay. If it's something you want to have, I suppose it would be something to look forward to, right? If you had to put more time into it to think of exactly what you would want me to say as a redeem. Cuddle ASMR? Really? Cuddling is good. Cuddling is always good. Hang on a sec, let me hydrate real quick. So, cuddle ASMR tell you that you're warm and soft. So, you mean you want me to go ahead and tell you? Say something like, you know, Lemmy, I really like hanging out at your place, where we can just come together, do a Netflix and chill. Because I really like how it feels when I'm cuddling up with you under a nice soft blanket. Because you just feel so nice and warm and soft in my arms. Where I'm basically draped over you. Keeping you close. Making you feel protected and safe. While we just enjoy the moment. in whatever we're watching or building. Something like that. Oh, really? I'm glad you enjoy it. Because I don't know about you, but I'm definitely having fun. VRoid Studio is not exactly cooperating at the moment, but, you know, the conversation is a blast. Ah, there we go. Yeah. I've listened to a little bit of the current ASMR stuff with like the sounds and the triggers and everything like that. The scratches, the popping. And it sounds cool and it's nice, but then I kind of like taking a more old school approach with which is why I want to do like the guided exercises. Stuff like that. Okay, looking a little more G-Sun right about now. The crow's feet need a bit of work and massaging. And then I'd say probably a little bit of color on the cheeks and maybe up in the temples. Flirting and flirty banter is something I enjoy a lot if the vibe is right. Yes. And the vibe is right. Good to know. See, I'm definitely not one of those high energy streamers that are gonna shout and panic and do everything else like that. It's just not what I'm going for. I want something a lot more relaxed and laid back. And, you know, okay, I'll be honest, I can flirt with pretty much anybody. I'd exactly say that I'm pan, but I'm definitely on the flexible side of things. So I'm kind of good with a lot of stuff. I mean, we mentioned over on your stream. So you have an idea of like some of the things I'm also like experienced with, like, you know, having gone through like those kind of sites, and especially talking about things like service subs and stuff like that. Good to know. Very good to know. See, I kind of get the feeling that you and I would hang out and have a blast at some point. If nothing else, you had me sold at like cigars and booze. So, yeah, I'm down. Have fun, enjoy yourselves, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't want to go too much. I think I want to lighten up the lines on the mouth lines a little bit. I don't know. How would you place his age so far? Yeah. Well, one of the things is I'd love to have, you know, more streamer, well, I'd like to have like streamer friends and acquaintances in general, but you know, I'm pretty new, so, but I like when you look at the Numies, well, okay, not the Numi, like when you look at like people like Numi and Tricky and how their whole generation, how they've obviously been doing stuff for a while and how they get along so well, and they just click because they've known each other for so well and they've just kind of been doing stuff together. I like that. You know, I mean, I'm not worried about the, you know, trying to like ingratiate myself with like bigger VTubers, but all right, let's be honest, everybody's bigger than me at this point. I got like what, all of like 30 followers. Yeah, so I don't really mind about that, but I just wouldn't mind a bunch of my own peers to kind of grow and hang with and do stuff like that as well. Yeah, exactly. Mid-20s to mid-30s, huh? All right. So, need a little bit more. I think I want to add about mid-30s, maybe 7-ish. 7 to 10 more years to him. And I think that'd be pretty good. Again, kind of going for the uncle look. Probably like your dad's older brother kind of thing. You have to watch out for yourself a lot. You never know anyone's yeah, that's true. I mean, I have a lot of friends online and people that I've known for years, like literal decades, that I've known, that I've known since my days at university and in school and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm kind of used to having and knowing some people online and, you know, actually being able to have relationships, you know, proper friendships, getting to know them and stuff like that. Let's see, probably more lines under the eyes, I think. So, like, probably something. Don't go too dark, but maybe to like about here. So maybe add an outline, like. Yeah, that looks good. That would work. A little more subtle, but right over there. Maybe add a little bit more down here. Well, that's true. I should probably add a little bit more texture to his complexion. He is looking kind of like rocking that whole baby face thing, isn't he? Hang on, let me get this reference point for where this line is. This is what I like about this grid, like I said. So I can kind of tell, alright, so it's going to kind of come from this point to like about here. And I'm just going to go back and paint that in. Yeah, you know, I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I am going to just, I think the lines themselves are probably good, and he just, you know, the line and the shading, because I don't want to do too much darkening as far as shading goes so much, but then maybe a little bit more around the eyes. So maybe a little more around the eyes, and then add a texture so that his face doesn't look so smooth, but then not go into Tommy Lee Jones crown territory. No, these eyes are currently the defaults. I'm going to actually paint a different set because you can't really tell, but I mean, see, this is the whole thing. If you can define your own existence, I mean, you're a fae. there are tons of beastkin and people with horns and everything else like that. There aren't very many people who are just straight up humans or humanoid or anything like that. And while I didn't want to just be like, you know, yet another VTuber with like wolf ears or something like that, or horns, I wanted to at least be a little bit different. So I figured what I could do is kind of make it a little bit ambiguous. So, and maybe I just went for utter subtlety, because so his ears are slightly pointed, not like crazy pointed. And then also I'm going to kind of change up the eye structure. So I'm going to go for like a golden eye, but then I'm also going to make them, I'll make like one version for right now, but then I might have another version that's, you know, more of a slit. So kind of like a dragon eye kind of thing. So just enough to kind of keep it a little bit ambiguous as to, okay, exactly what are you again? Nope, I'm just an uncle hanging out. Go on, nothing to see here. But then if one day you happen to come on stream and I'm sporting like a furry look, at least it's not going to be too surprising. I actually thought it would be kind of funny, like for Halloween and stuff, when I was thinking, because I only have been on Twitch, you know, like watching, you know, and seeing like VTubers and streams in general since maybe about May. Yeah, exactly. Shape-shifting. So is he a type of doppelganger? But I thought it'd be kind of funny, like around Halloween. I actually, if I'd had at least the PNG ready by then, I thought it'd be really funny to, like, you know, do quote unquote cosplay as different VTubers and stuff, like throw him in Bao's dress or Cinder's outfit. So you basically have this, you know, this uncle kind of hanging around in a red skirt and wolf ears, or I'm sorry, a red top and black skirt, wearing wolf ears and cute boots. Looking very nonplussed, like I cannot believe this creator made me do this. So yeah, that's a goal for next year's this year's Halloween. Do I need forehead creases? Again, I'm not trying to go too crazy with this. No, I think that's kind of... No, it's just kind of gonna make him look kind of annoying. One line over each brow. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe something like, again, going for subtle. It's kind of bad because right now he doesn't have hair, so it's like, all right, you know, I don't want to do something like, you know, give him something that's going to make it look like he's got a scar going down his face. It's like, yeah, no. I'll see what it looks like first. For right now, I just want to add the extra texture on the crow's feet, and then the line, and then some of the extra shading here real quick. So let's go back. So I'm glad you guys are here hanging with me, spending some time, quality time, just kind of kicking back and listening. Good point. Put it closer to the brow so it's harder to tell if it's the brow line, the brow bone, or a wrinkle. Very good point. Oops. Just ignore me klutzing up. And okay. Okay, you know what? So, actually, let me save this real quick. Keep telling everybody else. Save often, save religiously. So, I'm going to kind of come up here and let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's see, so something about like that. Or are you? Because you're sussy and ahead of your work a little. Well then, by all means, suss away. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can throw at me, baby girl. Or wait. Should I not call you that? I'm not trying to overstep any bounds or anything like that. Little juvenile, but you don't hate it. A decent stand-in gets the point across. Not a hard no. Good to know. Yeah. Well, you know, just kind of throwing a pet name at somebody. I think that the only people who barely get away with that are, I think, older women from the South. Because, you know, sugar, they just want to go ahead and throw everything up on you, hon. Kind of like my aunts and everything. Yeah. So, I think I very rarely actually called anybody baby girl with 100% seriousness. That didn't actually ask for it specifically. And even when they ask for it, it's just kind of like, well, all right. I mean, if you want. Okay, don't want him to look like this is like all hollowed out either. So let's just add a little bit more shadow here. Because the whole thing is like, all right, it's subtle. Is it too subtle? Is it not subtle enough? It's kind of hard to see and hard to tell until you put it on the actual model, and then it's like, oh my god. then it's when you realize that, yeah, you definitely overdid it. So I'm just going to add a slight line here. And then where was the other line that I said I was going to put? Let me check. Yeah. I mean, when it's somebody's thing, then okay, fine, all bets are off. But, you know, that's the whole question. That was their thing. And really what it comes down to, what's your thing? And finding that out and honoring that is the important part. At least that's what I think. Where's this? Off the corner. 2. Sorry, I'm probably being a bit of a technical geek when it kind of comes to measuring this stuff out, just to kind of make sure that I'm putting stuff in the right place. So it probably also sounds odd listening to me while I'm doing this at the same time. So is that here? Oh, wait. Huh. Okay. Where did I say right about here, right? This probably needs to be a little bit on the darker side. Turn that back on. Oops. Oh, good. I'm glad you don't mind me calling you Lumi. Because I like how it just kind of rolls off the tongue so naturally. Especially when I'm saying stuff like, Lumi, I hope you're being a really good girl right now. What kind of reward would you like? Stuff like that. I get the feeling I'm going to be very busy on those redeems, aren't I? Okay. 2, 3 up here, fine. I love that. You sure are. Oh, really? Specific prompts just for me, huh? Oh, I feel special. The crows, I'm not feeling those crow's feet. I think I need to redo those. Let's see here. Going to extend this a little bit beyond, and then, yeah, let's try this. What if I probably could have played with like the marker or something like that. In fact, you know, let me try that. So if I use the felt pen. And let's try toning that down a bit. Not quite the... Actually, yeah, that is kind of the effect I'm kind of looking for. Turn that down a little bit further. not a problem. Let's see here. Let's just kind of blend this and stretch it out a bit and see how that kind of looks. And this line be kind of blended down a bit. Okay. Oh, shoot, I forgot. The blend tool. Blending just does not work very well when you're working with the mirror nuts. So that's okay. You know, if it's not identical, there's a little bit more character there, I think. Because simple reality is people's faces just are not perfectly symmetrical. And that's one of the things that kind of bothers me about a lot of the models that I see people doing. It's because of the fact that when people do models, they basically have this mirror lineup and then all their line art is 100% symmetrical. And that's just simply not how people's faces work. It looks too perfect and then ends up kind of looking slightly uncanny valley, in my opinion. That's why I kind of like the people whose models, when they draw them and stuff, where there's a little bit of variance between both sides. Not 100% perfect. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep the blend on and let's kind of mess with the shadowing a bit. So things aren't so perfect. And it's not too bad, I don't think. Let's see how this looks on the model. Oh wait, turn off the grid. Welcome back, Libby. Did you have fun? I hope you enjoyed your little excursion. At least within reasonable limits of whatever it was you were doing. It's like, I did. I had a marvelous pee. Thanks for asking. He's mulling over Halo Infinite, huh? Gotcha. There we go. That's okay. Now let's see. It's still pretty subtle. I can make those lines a bit darker. So this line, the crow's feet lines. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add that brow line. Wow, so he was modeling that hard, huh? Man. I mean, I think I'm kind of overall taking a fairly laid-back approach to the stuff that I'm doing. So regardless of enjoying the conversation and everything, just it's an incremental little baby steps kind of thing. It's like do a little bit, kind of spot check it, make sure it looks cool, you know, export the texture, load the texture, do a quick check, go back, make a few more edits, kind of do this. I guess that's also one reason why a lot of people will literally just kind of sit there. They'll paint, they'll use the tools however poor they are. They'll use whatever tools over here, paint directly on VRoid, and then call it a day. Because, you know, as you can see, this going back and forth and stuff can be a bit, you know, can be a bit tedious. And for, you know, a lot of people, I'm not going to deny that, yeah, you know, it's work. But I think the results are worth the effort. Oh, there's that eyebrow, or that eyeline that I need to also adjust. That's a separate texture, I think. I kind of like how you're asking that question. Were you good while I was gone? No, I just kept working. Wondering what the good little girl is doing about her is gonna come up with for her redeems and stuff. Wondering exactly how much trouble I'm gonna be in later. Okay. Couple of categories, huh? It's gone up to categories. Impressive. Hey, bring them on. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I gotta remember to stop tapping that. Okay. And that looks good. Well, yeah, personal commissions, what? That which must not be mentioned on Twitch. Twitter, on the other hand, go to town. And that was the only thing that I'd kind of thought about. Obviously, I don't have something like an OnlyFans or any of that. I mean, I'm familiar with the sites, but obviously I don't have an account there. Like, this kind of account or a streamer type of account and everything, but and it's not really so much the point of, you know, having it for that kind of thing. It's just Twitch is great, but its audience, I like the whole, what's the best way to put this? Like we were talking about with the parties and stuff, you know, having a party, a group where you can kind of go and, hey, you know, if your boobs are hanging out, then, you know, everybody's all cool with that. Nobody's being creepy or weird. That's perfectly fine. You know, that kind of crowd, that kind of atmosphere, as opposed to the kind of having to worry about every little thing, possibly getting banned over saying something wrong, or like I had to unblock because like we were talking, I was playing Stardew Valley and talking about gardening, and somebody was talking about using a hoe, and guess what? He got flagged for misogyny. And I'm like, oh, Automod, I appreciate you, but we need to talk. So I had to kind of clear some of that out and stuff. Like, no, it's not misogyny. It's just simply farming. Nothing spectacular. Nothing to see here. It's all good. But yeah, then the flip side, like, Twitter and stuff, there's a lot more leeway as far as what you can do over on Twitter. But of course, Twitter's not streaming and things like that. And that's all good. I think the bottom line is just simply making sure that there is enough variety. Just enough variety to be able to, for everybody to relax, have fun. Like, it'd be scary to kind of think like if FetLife or somebody like, whoa, holy shit. Sorry, I'm on the well, yeah, I guess you could say I'm kind of in the hood. So firecrackers going off are a pretty regular occurrence around here. But fortunately not too close to where I'm at, so it's all good. Twitter has such an interesting dichotomy. There's spaces for everyone, depending on what community you come with. You get a very different impression of the site. This is so very true. Absolutely, positively. I mean, I get what people say about, there is a lot of BS on Twitter, but then there's like a lot of BS everywhere, and it's just, it all kind of depends on what communities you want to put more attention to and put your time in. So I think if you find, regardless of where you are, I think you can find your peeps, and once you find your people, once you know who you're hanging out with, then that's when everything gets to be fun. I said I was gonna add a light line. How far above the brow does that look? Oops, wrong. So this up here would be the one. See. Yeah, maybe that's okay. I don't want to add a frown line. And let me see, do I have anything else? Maybe a little bit on the cheeks, right? Yeah, so probably kind of put this, switch back to here. I am glad that you liked those recordings that you saw on my Twitter. I haven't really had anybody actually ask, so what did you think of them? Is it something you think I should do more of? Etc., etc., etc. I'm guessing that since you're putting together a number of things that you want me to consider, well, not to consider, but to redeem, then okay. It's kind of like I think she likes it. I think that's something I should do more of. Is that too much? I think it's kind of okay. Hey, Selene, how's it going? Good to see you. Were you able to go ahead and get the bot issue fully taken care of at this point? Doing good, doing good. As you can tell, I finally kind of got back to working on my VRoid model. Oh, good. I'm glad, because, yeah, that sucked. I hope reporting them helped and stuff, but, you know, I was looking at the kind of things that you'd have to do for follow-up, and that just looked like a big hot mess. So I'm not really looking forward to having to deal with follow bots at some point in the future, but I think you handled it really well. Yeah, I did practice the delivery. They were several takes. Kind of like I kept kind of flubbing a line here and there until I got really comfortable with what it was that I was actually saying. I think when you write the script yourself, it's a little bit easier than when you're reading somebody else's script. Okay, so I'm glad that you got it all sorted and all handled out and everything, so fantastic. And actually, if you give me one quick moment here while I do this little tiny bit. You know what, let's do it this way. So just a little bit of color on the temples. Just kind of following the brow a little bit. And I did see the other message, Lumi, the aside from your model and lore, have you thought about your colors, themes, etc.? I'm kind of going back and forth about it because I've decided that I'm going to do the more of the overlay type stuff on my own, just because I haven't really seen, I mean, I've seen some stuff that's given me some cool ideas. Like, I think everybody knows about Ohm's, what is it, Ohm 3D or whatever at this point, and, you know, they have good stuff, but then at the same time, it's, everybody likes using their stuff because, you know, they got good stuff, so it makes perfect sense. But if I want to be a little bit more unique and looking at the other overlays, I've actually, there was like a Japanese ink painting type overlay, and those are some of the things I did. Like, I haven't whipped out, like, you know, but my VRoid back screen and stuff like that, for example. They kind of look like this, or okay, I was about to say, what the heck. And, you know, I am not sure. Okay, good. My mic is still on here. It's a cool looking effect and stuff, but, and like, you know, the stream ending, for example, those, I like the video, I like the painting. I would love to do the Sumi, you know, the Sumie painting myself. I'm not really that big of a fan of the not that big of a fan of using those overlays because they're kind of heavy and it takes a moment for everything to kind of load across the browser and stuff. If I had everything locally, that'd probably be a little bit different. It would probably load better and I'd get better performance. Like the video that I'm using over here for the nebulous view. Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't lose the mic, but this is actually a local video that's playing directly on my computer. So it winds up performing a little bit better and less laggy than the Stream Elements overlays. And then there's parts of them that I like and parts of them I don't like. So that's kind of why I'm kind of going with my own look and feel. Yeah, it uses more RAM and I'm trying to be more lightweight because again, this Mac is circa 2015, so it's a bit of a potato nowadays. It's got the bare minimum GPU to play a lot of games. And so having OBS already open is already putting a pretty decent load on it. So if I try to do, like I noticed Stardew Valley is a bit laggy if I have it open at too large of a window. You know, the GPU is just kind of like, please make it stop. You know, so I just kind of I gotta scale back on that. But I mean, color scheme wise, I thought about kind of tying it to the lore idea, since the whole thing about me being quote unquote isekai'd into nothingness but a cursor. So basically, like, yeah, like come into nothing but a command line, a command prompt. And that's where I kind of got the idea for my loading screen, which is why, you know, it basically looks like an old school green screen cursor, you know, now loading screen. So very basic, very simple, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't want it to look too matrixy either with, like, you know, the funky green and stuff. But I thought that using that as like the basic color palette in the beginning and having that, you know, having the panels have that kind of like that greenish look and making it look like making them look like overlay panels. So I figured I'd stick with that whole theme of, okay, this is an isekai, right? So, you know what? I can have status screens if I want, and maybe have like the chat window, the follower things, have those maybe look like status windows on the screen. I figured I'd kind of do something like that. Yes, definitely the old school green screen monochrome monitor. That's exactly what I was going for. And I did actually look for a couple of matrix type windows, but I thought that would be just that'd be too cringe. Yeah, the fallout before the Matrix. In fact, so I do want to put together an introduction video, and I pulled a couple of movie clips and stuff, so old VHS type effects. So as I go up the stairs, the whole transition from stairs to VTuber world would kind of be like when you lose tracking on the VCR. So all of a sudden you lose tracking and then kind of end up at like the please stand by type page, and then kind of cut to the black with the now loading and the cursor prompt. And then just kind of running with that general idea. Just not quite sure. I don't want it to look too high tech. I want it to look a little bit more retro as far as the computer graphics thing goes. So yeah, the whole Fallout Pip-Boy does kind of fit that pretty well. But I don't want it to look too Fallout-y, if that makes sense. me export this real quick and see how this looks, and then I'll try texturizing the skin. Oh, wait. So that, turn off the grid, and face cursor test. Okay. Hey Selene, I bet you're very happy that you just painted on the model, aren't you? As opposed to doing all this extra stuff. Before I switch over, let me do a quick save as, because again, paranoia. And this is going to be the face with, G-Sun look. There you go. Oh, and you know what? I haven't done that yet. My bad. Let me throw that out here real quick, because especially with you two wonderful people here, it's like, yeah, I definitely want to have my own spin. I want to make sure that it's something that's unique to me. So yeah, making my own overlays, my own graphics and stuff like that, and playing with them with the basic videos. I downloaded some stuff just to kind of see what people, window here. I pulled up some stuff just to kind of see what other people were doing, to see, to look at their overlays to get ideas from. But yeah, this is a very much a self-service, build your own experience. Yeah, like I said on Twitter, I'm creating my existence like a Build-A-Bear. Did that come up? I didn't. Okay, so yeah. Let me throw a shout out. If you haven't seen her already, make sure you go take a look over at Lumi and, show her some love, give her a follow. She's a very good girl. This definitely deserves the shout out and the follow. My bad. I guess that is a little bit jarring given the vibe I got going here, huh? And I also want to go ahead and throw another shout out, because Selene has worked really hard on her VRoid model, and she's actually in the process of updating her model as well. Yeah, her model is fantastic, and she's doing some really beautiful work, and definitely go take a look at her and, also give her a follow, show her some love. She's doing a lot of work. So I guess we're kind of VRoid studio buddies. So hopefully I'm motivating her to work on her model and kind of get that going and finished, just like she's motivating me to do mine. And totally not just sitting there lurking in the background, just hanging out doing nothing, right? Right, Selene? I'm just kidding. You do you, girl. Yeah, actually, just like Gym Buddies, I have another friend of mine that, well, another friend that I made over here, Bez, I'll have face just, He is a spider VTuber. Actually, I can't spell his name to save my bloody life. Actually, I got Chatterino. I don't need to spell. Or maybe I do need to spell his name. Crap. But yeah, Bez is a spider VTuber, and he's a very cool guy. So last shout out, if I can spell his name right. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I saw you on one of his streams. Yeah, really cool guy. But yeah, I mean, I kind of came on to him last year on his stream and stuff, and he was working on some of his holiday stuff, and that just kind of got me motivated to work on stuff. So when I was actually streaming, I helped him test some of his stuff out. He kind of like, helped me get my button gear, building some of my stuff, and we just kind of went back and forth and everything. So we're kind of accountability partners a little bit, or kind of working out how that looks, but trying to keep each other motivated to, keep moving forward, keep doing the work to grow as a stream and stuff like that. It's like I even built a Discord just from, to provide like a sports space so that we don't have to just sit there and just do nothing but message people and everything. There's nobody in it, and there's no, it's not doing anything at the moment. I'm probably the only one posting stuff, but it's just kind of like a cool thing. Just, again, if you're accountable and you put out your goals out there, and with a supportive type of community, like around people who are like, hey, yeah, let's all work together and grow and move forward, and not like the drama and none of that other stuff. It's just, I think it's a great environment for a small group of people to kind of get stuff done, or large, or breakout, or whatever else. I mean, I built a Discord for it, so it's like, hope maybe it'll grow, maybe it won't grow, or I don't know. I just did it because I wanted it for my own use, and I'm a geek like that. So let's see, how does this look? I don't think I added it yet, so let me get that new texture added. I should say the new version. And okay, so a little bit more, kind of looks all right. I think we are achieving G-Sun. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know, 35-ish, maybe. Beef 35 with baby smooth skin. Of course you can. Of course you can, you may. And you know what? I'll post here real quick. As soon as I figure out how to do that. Hang on one second. I'm like, where the hell did I leave that? Yeah, I mean, be as active as you want. If you want to say hi, if you want to post like, your own things, like, hey, this is stuff that I'm working on, and share and do anything. It's supposed to be a supportive environment, and the more the merrier. Yeah, at least the more the merrier of anybody who's, honoring the vibe of the place. You know what I mean? Hang on, I gotta open up Discord real quick and get that. because this is my first Discord server, and before a few months ago, I wasn't even on Discord at all. So it's all new to me. Oh, here we go. Invite people. Let me copy that link, and here we go. So yeah, feel free to hop on, take a look. It is a work in progress by all means. It's certainly not any kind of completed status. I want to add a lot of the resources that I used, the tutorials and stuff that I did for creating my VRoid and stuff like that. I want to kind of post all that stuff in there. I haven't done that yet. I just started using it, so it's just now starting to take shape. But it's basically just a bunch of people who, again, want to get together and support each other's growth. That's, in a nutshell, the whole purpose to making the site. And hey, cool. Welcome. Yep. Same for you, Selene. That if you're, lurking in the background and everything, if you feel like, jumping on and everything into the server, by all means, come by, say hi, check it out. Keep us abreast of what changes you want to do, what kind of stuff you want to work on, and hey, let's all hold each other accountable to do what we say we're going to do and grow the way we want to grow. Hang on one second. So yeah, all feedback is more than welcome. And I am also going to go ahead so he needs a little bit of skin texture so that, again, Jisan doesn't look quite so baby-faced. You have laugh lines, but your skin, it is so smooth. How do you do that? Actually, people tend to tell me that I look a lot younger than I actually am. I like to tell them that I'm remarkably well preserved. The trick is going to be to keep it subtle looking. Again, I'm not going for Tommy Lee Jones level of pores, if I can help it. Steal away. After all, you're a good girl. You deserve it. And I am trying real hard to suppress the whole teasing thing of wanting to just take the good girl and put them over my knee on general principle. Because I don't know. It depends. Does the good girl like that kind of reward? That's the question. Nope, that's not what I wanted. To do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and make another layer because this is not something. Yes. Yes, Lumi. What can I do for you? Of course I will. Why would I not be proud of you after that? Especially if you can show what kind of a good girl you are by being able to go through that and weather it well. Hey, Tokamochi, thanks for the follow. Wait, are they actually on the channel? Okay. No, they're not actually in the channel at all. So maybe they just kind of came, well, no, they wouldn't come across the profile and hit follow without joining. I don't really know how that works. I'll take it. 31 followers. Woohoo. I actually thought it'd be kind of funny. So if I can get a clip for it, I wanted to have like a real brief clip taken from the Jeffersons so that whenever actually somebody throws like a follow and everything, I would actually play that little clip from the Jeffersons. Moving on up to the top, to that deluxe apartment in the sky. Something like that. So I thought that'd be kind of funny. Of course, I need to keep it short, so I don't want people to go too crazy with it. And let's see here. Right? It's like, yeah, you like me. You really like me. And then every time. So yeah, every time somebody follows. And then for the subscribers, if somebody actually subs, and I would actually go with good times. And yeah, okay, so let's really go retro now. Well, seeing that's there, I don't know if it's relatable, but I don't know if everybody would get the reference, but it still sounds hilarious. So, I mean, hearing a song of Moving On Up, whenever somebody follows and stuff, I think people would at least get the basic idea. I definitely don't mind you being biased. Now, how do I want to do this texture? I'm still actually pretty new to working with digital. I actually come from a more traditional background. Like, I like using pencils and pastels primarily. That was like my medium of choice. But considering the stuff that I like to do between obviously like, you know, wanting to get into VTubing, doing all this work, some of the graphic work that I do for my normal day job, and then also my other projects like game development and all this other neat stuff, kind of need to go ahead and start flexing digital anyway. So I decided to make a switch up to digital completely. And, you know, I decided to use Clip Studio Paint, even though I used Photoshop for a while, and I'm still trying to find and fumble my way around here. I have like a handful up. And yeah, if you go like on Twitter, there's like my card. I think I have like a link to my Pixiv. I only posted like, you know, maybe like a small handful of the things that I've done. I used to have a much more active Deviant account, but it's on a different username that I didn't want to, like, you know, completely link and make public to this particular username. So, you know, trying to keep it kind of on. But I can DM it to you later if you really want to take a look at that. If you want to look at the old DeviantArt account, I don't mind. I'm not trying to be like, you know, completely anonymous here. Just kind of enough to keep, like, you know, the general baddies and trolls at bay. Nothing too spectacular. So yeah, this is me trying to work out how to, because I don't think I have very many texture brushes on here yet. That's the thing. So it's a question really of how to make this look natural, more so than anything else. So what if I did this? Well, no, that's too big, right? Because, yeah, that's totally not the effect I'm looking for. Oops. Overshot. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I don't really care, but I care enough because, I mean, it's just more like separating the brands. I used to do some other kind of work. Well, I do web development work, you know, as my general day job, you know, so application programming, stuff like that. Long ago in another world, I also have done, like, you know, some personal development type stuff. So, which is where I kind of get all the guided relaxations and stuff like that. I was actually a trained hypnotist. And so I was originally going to put my, the meditations and stuff, I was going to do that on my other channel that's associated with my real name, since I've already been kind of known for that. But I kind of wanted to save that and just keep that for my technical stuff. But then I kind of got the bright idea after being on Twitch and watching all the VTubers. I'm like, hey, you know, if I'm going to do this, why not be a VTuber? So, you're interested? I mean, I guess there's not too much to really tell. It's just kind of, because I was doing the personal development, I got into doing, you know, leading meditations and doing guided exercises like that. And that just kind of naturally extended itself into, okay, well, let's go full hypnotist. It's something that I'd kind of looked at before and was interested in. So I decided to go ahead and pursue that. I actually did go ahead and I put in like the training hours, The only reason why I didn't go full hypnotherapist is just simply because I don't have all the clinical hours. You know, I've only seen one actual therapy patient. Yeah, and that was for like a stop smoking kind of thing. So I don't have the clinical hours and stuff like that, and that's no big deal. But then I also kind of decided, well, with me being kind of degen and stuff, that I could have a lot more fun with this. Or, okay, to be perfectly honest, what had happened was so this one time I was kind of putting out a prototype for a recording, just, you know, again, a little bit more of a more involved exercise that had a little bit more hypnosis elements to it, you know, more suggestions and stuff like that. And I gave it to like a handful of people to have a listen. And yeah, prototype for recording, like you do. Exactly. And the feedback was interesting. I mean, I happened to send it out to like about 4 people, and these 4 people, they happened to be women just because that just happened to be who was interested in it at the time, and, you know, who knew. And so I didn't really think anything of it. That wasn't an intended anything about it. I'm not sure. Can I actually say this on Twitch? But yeah, I guess it is statistically likely, right? Women tend to be more into personal development, self-help, of that kind of nature and stuff. Come to think of it, the groups that we had led with my girlfriend at that time, I mean, we'd actually presented in front of, I think the most was maybe about 120, 140 people, somewhere around there. And I would actually say that it's an 80-20 rule. Like, yeah, probably 80% of them were women. So, you know, but anyway. So I'm just kind of doing my thing. I gave them the recording, a prototype, and just, you know, followed up with them like a couple of days later. It's like, okay, so what'd you think of it? And it was unanimously liked, but some of the response that I got back, I am very happy. I am glad. I'm not mad. It's always good to have validation that one isn't crazy. Or at least sound such. But yeah, so the results were all very positive. Some rather enthusiastic in wanting other recordings, and 2 of them basically confessed to having made a mess of themselves listening to it. So I kind of decided I need to be careful about this. You know, I promised to use his power for good. So yeah, kind of occurred to me that if I wanted to go that route, then I would probably have to give up becoming a certified / licensed therapist for that, because, you know, kind of like how massage therapists, they get frowned on, you know, for being sussy. It's a similar kind of deal. Yeah, it's not professional. And at the same time, I mean, apparently there is demand for that kind of hypnosis and that kind of meditation and stuff. I never fully really pursued going down that route, but I always kept it open as an option just in case. Because, you know, hey, let's face it, it sounds fun. And if it's fun, I am good with it. Let's try and see how the spray looks. And cut this density way the hell down. In fact, let me turn this off just so I can kind of see how this really. Now that just looks creepy. And also, shit, I put the lip coloring on the nose contour texture. Damn it. Okay, I'll have to fix that later. But so if I were to go ahead and do speckles, maybe if I then blend that, or actually, it would be better if I used noise instead. So if I ended up creating some noise, yeah, if I can do it safely, let it do. This might actually work if I turn down the opacity. So just for kicks, if I put that on, turn this off. I mean, that's real subtle. Just simply because, it's past subtle. It's actually the exact same shade. Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions about hypnosis in general. People think that, you're gonna turn around and make me bark like a dog. And it's like, well, only if you want to. You can't make your subconscious mind do anything that it really doesn't want to do. That's why I kind of, when I saw that movie Get Out, I hated it, just simply because, given my training and what I know about hypnotherapy, that's just simply not how it works. And if anything, they're just simply making it look bad. You know what I mean? To fix this, because it's gonna mess up my layers. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting if you actually listen to and think about what people do, like how stage hypnotists actually do their thing. It's really more of a, wait a minute, that's weird with the, okay, I'll have to try it this way. Yeah. Well, I mean, not even getting into the other issues with that movie, like, they could have made it a funky psychological horror that could have been a little bit more believable and accurate. I mean, people who just are gonna look at it and go, ooh, that's scary. And it's like, okay, well, just because you thought it wasn't cool doesn't necessarily mean that other people won't. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's true and stuff, but then at the same time, it's just, like I said, it's just so completely unbelievable to me that time actually being, letting myself get absorbed into it. But I mean, that movie just didn't know what the hell it wanted to be. First, it's a hypnosis, sending people to the deep place, and then it was like all of a sudden it's like midway through that, it suddenly decided to go all invasion of the body snatcher brain thing, and I'm like, really? Come on. It just got stupid. But yeah, people actually think that that's how hypnosis works to a degree, and it's not at all. You can't do anything that that you subconsciously don't want to do. So you can't like make somebody like murder somebody or commit a crime or whatever unless they already had that disposition to do it in the first place. Which that's the trick. All those people in stage hypnosis and stuff, the whole make you bark like a dog and act like that and everything, they want to be show people. They want to put on a show. They want to do that stuff. And that's perfectly cool. This is the layer via the cut and paste, copy and paste. Yeah, okay, cut and paste, new layer. Yeah, which is the layer that I'm looking for. Sorry, like I said, I'm trying to fix this thing that I messed up earlier. So, is that the nose? Yes, this is the nose. This then... No, that was the mouth. This is the nose. Okay, good. So this is the layer that I merge back down. This. But if I merge that, it's gonna mess up my ruler. Better the fuck not. Okay. Yeah, there is no forced hypnosis. There's no forced hypnosis. It's all just people doing what they want to do. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Own it. It's, you know what it is? People wanting to release themselves, or they want to abdicate any kind of accountability. It's like, I didn't do it. You made me do it. I didn't want to bark like a dog, act like a heat of my own volition on stage in front of all these people. That was all the hypnosis. It's like, no, but dear, that was all straight up you. You wanted to do it. Own it. It's all good. That's fine. Just own it. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, really, a guided meditation is very similar to hypnosis, because again, somebody's leading you through and guiding your imagery, which essentially is, if you look at it, that's what hypnosis just kind of boils down to. That's maybe a slight oversimplification of it, but I mean, in the end, that's ultimately really what it is. It's basically manipulating someone's suggestibility, more or less with their permission. Again, you can't sneak anything in that they don't want. Because if you try to do something and it's against their will, against their principles, against their beliefs, they're going to reject it. It's just simply how it works. That's how your mind is. Your mind isn't most people's mind is not so weak to go ahead and just let an external factor like that just completely derail it. And even the people whose minds are more suggestible like that, again, you can't fundamentally make somebody do something that they're not inclined to already. They are. Guided meditations, guided prayer, hypnosis. Yep. Like, I could actually do you guys want to do something a little bit different for a moment? Because I'm losing a little bit of my train of thought trying to fix this now. You want to do a segue for a little bit first, for a little bit here? Okay. Let's see. Who else is on? who may be listening. Let me just kind of check. So there are 3 people on, and I guess so I think Selene is lurking, which, you know, I mean, that's cool. Happy to have her. She's probably, I don't know if she's like either at work or at school or something. I can't tell. What time is it? It's like what? So 12:23. So it's like what, about, I think somewhere around early afternoon her time. So yeah, so she's just probably in the background and stuff, like, you know, kind of glancing down. Oh, is he still doing that? Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well then. So the question is, what should we do? How about just something nice and brief? I think I'm a little out of practice, but I think we can do just a really quick relaxation thing. How about that? Something to get nice and settled, or do you have anything in mind? I'll give you a free redeem on it. Since there's no such thing as redeems yet, so okay. Do you have something that you might would like to do? Or listen to, or anything of that nature? So, anything I'm comfortable with that's early in the morning? Oh yeah, that's right. I think you did. Yeah, you are an hour. Forgot about that. Okay, well then, how about just something that's kind of feel-goody and maybe a little bit rejuvenating? Not too high energy or anything like that. Just something to be a little bit perky, but not so much that you'd be too wired to go to sleep a little bit later, whenever you're ready. That's okay. I'll take that as a indication that you trust me. So that's always good. That you're okay with this. So then, and I think the music will be okay with this as is, so let's roll with this. Give me one quick second here. Alrighty then. So let's just do a real quick exercise here. Just a light guided meditation for a bit of relaxation. Just to get a little bit settled. Kind of let the issues of the day drain away. That sort of thing. Let the fatigue drain off to a point where you can be in a nice chill space, ready to kind of move in whatever direction that you feel like afterwards. So, standard disclaimer, don't read this or don't listen to this, like especially if you decide to listen to this on the VOD later. Oh hey, you know what, maybe I should change the tags also real quick. I don't really think that matters, but I should probably get in practice for that, right? Or get in that practice of doing it to be more precise. just gonna go ahead and switch the category here. And you know what the heck, let's just go ahead and just switch it to ASMR. Cool, my second ASMR stream like ever. Alright. And we're gonna go ahead and still keep it comfy and relaxed. And what am I gonna call this? I'll just call this doing it a short relaxation exercise. So nobody can complain that I didn't do the whole stream tagging thing correctly or something like that, I guess. No, by all means, I'm more than happy to do it. Because like I said, I want to start doing more of these, so kind of being able to build up and getting a little bit of practice and stuff, and especially with somebody who's so willing and inclined, it's fantastic. So if you do, anybody else who's actually watching the VOD on this later on, you know, at this point, this is where you should probably not be watching or listening if you're driving a vehicle, operating heavy machinery, or otherwise doing something that requires your complete attention. So this is just going to be a real short relaxation exercise where I'm just going to go ahead and lead you through some verbal imagery and prompting to help you relax, let go, and move into a better state of mind, a better state of being. So from right now, just go ahead and relax, let yourself go, get settled into wherever you're sitting or laying back, a nice comfortable position, and then just go ahead and listen to the sound of my voice. And as you're listening to me, just start bringing your attention over to your breathing, and just become aware of when you breathe in and when you breathe out, starting to feel the rhythm, starting to feel the air rushing into your lungs as you breathe in, feeling your chest rise, your diaphragm extend, and as you breathe out, feeling the air expelling out of you, feeling your chest and diaphragm relaxing. And as your diaphragm and chest relaxes, you can let that go and extend further into the rest of your body, letting yourself relax even more. Every time you breathe in, and every time you breathe out, feel the air rushing in as you breathe in, and then feeling that relaxation as you breathe out, and let that relaxation start to spread through the rest of your body. In fact, you can let that relaxation just start to flow through you, going from your diaphragm and your chest. Start to feel that relaxation spread throughout the rest of you. And if you get a little bit distracted, that's okay. You can just bring yourself back to the sound of my voice and let yourself go even deeper and deeper, relaxed. And if you haven't already, you can just go ahead and close your eyes, relaxing even deeper. It's perfectly fine. You are in a safe space. You are in a nice warm location. you're someplace where you can go ahead and let go and just let yourself drift. Drift away in that relaxation, that relaxing sensation. As you're breathing in, breathing out. And again, focusing on my voice and just going deeper and deeper, relaxed. Now I want you to go ahead and focus on the soles of your feet. You can become aware of your feet, the soles of your feet. You might notice maybe a warm sensation or a tingling or slight vibration in the soles of your feet. And as you notice your feet, you can become aware of that tension or any stress you might be holding in your feet. And then your next breath, as you exhale, just imagine that relaxation flowing through you, and imagine the tension just dissipating and flowing out of your feet. Just letting go and releasing. And that's it. Then moving up into your ankles. Feel and become aware of the tension, any tension or stress you might be holding in your ankles. You can even imagine it feeling maybe like a handful of rubber bands. That's all. As you squeeze that handful, they're kind of tense. Maybe it feels like that. And just imagine you releasing those rubber bands in your hands, letting that tension just flow away and just drop away from you. Letting go, relaxing even deeper. And moving up your legs, up into your shins, up into your calves. Just again, focus your attention on your shins and on your calves, becoming aware of the tension, the stress you might be holding there. And just letting it go, letting it drain out of you. Letting yourself relax and let go, and go deeper and deeper, relaxed. Every breath you take, as you listen to the sound of my voice, lets you just simply go deeper and deeper, relaxed. Just as though you're just flowing and releasing. No need to hold on to anything. No need to hold on to any tension. You're in good hands. Just let it go. And you should also know that even though you're completely relaxed, if there is anything that does require your attention, anything that comes up, you'll be able to respond to it perfectly fine. You'll be able to respond to it immediately, still feeling nice and relaxed. So, you're not under any kind of spell. You're simply relaxed. And you're let go, and in a state of relaxed awareness. You're doing great. So now imagine that relaxation, imagine that awareness moving up through your knees, up into your thighs, the front of your thighs, the back of your thighs. Again, any kind of relaxation, any kind of tension that you feel, any tension or any stress, you'd be surprised at what you might notice that you're holding on to. And that's okay. Just let it go. Let it drain down and out. Down your legs, out the soles of your feet. and let that relaxation take over. Moving up to your hips, your glutes, your butt. Again, feel any tension, any stress, and let it drain out of you. And as you relax, you can just let yourself sink even deeper into the chair, the sofa, the bed that you're sitting or laying in. And you sink in, becoming one with the furniture. Letting yourself just be completely relaxed and let go and free. And you're just enjoying the relaxation, enjoying the sensation of being able to let go. And again, if your mind wanders, you can just simply come right back to the sound of my voice at any time and let yourself go even deeper and deeper relaxed. Now, moving up into your stomach, your abdomen, your lower back. Any stress or any tension that you might feel, any aches and pains, anything that could be stressed or tension that you may be holding on to, even any tension that you didn't realize that you had, you can become aware of it and let it go and let it drain out of you and let yourself settle deeper and deeper. Good. Moving up further, up through your chest, through your diaphragm. And again, you might have been breathing just through your chest, feeling any tension that's in your chest, that tightness, any constriction, anything that's been holding you back. Just let that go, let that drain out. And instead of breathing with your chest, you can become aware of your diaphragm, that area right above your stomach, and use that as you breathe in, feeling your stomach fill, your diaphragm open up, your lungs filling with air. And then as you relax your diaphragm, your stomach falls. The air naturally comes out as you exhale. And you breathe in and you breathe out, using your diaphragm more and more, your chest less and less. And you notice that as you start breathing deeper and deeper this way, not only can you breathe that much deeper, getting in more air on every breath, you also notice how much more relaxed you can become as you start to breathe back the way that your body was intended to. Unlike that stressful breathing where your chest is all tight and your shoulders slumped up, you can just simply open yourself out. Let your diaphragm do the work that it's intended to do. And let yourself just relax, go deeper, let go. You're doing great. Just keep going. Moving up to your shoulders. All that tension that you're aware of, the stress, those knots, just imagine them just like that handful of rubber bands from before. Imagine them all squeezed and tight and tense, and then just releasing them, opening your hand up, letting those rubber bands fall from your hand. At the same time, letting that relaxation just permeate through your shoulders, letting them relax, allowing yourself to let go of anything you might be holding on to. Again, you may not even be aware of things you're holding on to. And just let yourself relax. Let them all go. Let them drain down and out of you. You don't need them. This is all about being in a wonderful state of relaxation. Letting yourself revitalize and rejuvenate. Let that move up to your neck. Letting go of any tension that you have in your neck. Any kind of stress, any kind of tightness, just let that all fall away. Moving up to the top of your head, even into your face. In fact, in a moment, not just yet, but in a moment, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and scrunch up your face muscles. Make like a big scrunchy face, like we can feel it all being tight. Not yet, but in a moment I'll ask you to do that. And then I'll ask you to go ahead and let that go. And when you let it go, just again, imagine all that stress draining out of you and you letting go of everything that you're holding on to. Feel it draining out of you. So go ahead, scrunch up your face, scrunch up your muscles nice and tight in your face. Again, be aware of that tension that you're holding between your brows, around your lips, and your jaw. And now, let it go. Let it all go. Let it drain out. Go deeper, relaxed, and let go. You can let go of anything that you don't need, all that stress and tension. You don't have to hold on to it right now. You're perfectly safe, perfectly aware, and becoming more and more perfectly relaxed. Good. Now let that flow down into your arms, into your upper arms, through your elbows, into your forearms, and down into your hands, even down to your fingers. Just let that relaxation wash over you, letting it fill you up. Again, every time you breathe in and breathe out, you breathe out, let go of more and more of that tension and stress. Let yourself relax, let go. Just imagine yourself becoming freed, being unstuck, and kind of just floating and letting go in that space. Feeling liberated, relaxed, completely safe. Now in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and then to hold it and then to let it out. And when you let it out, what I want you to do is to imagine all of that stress letting go and allowing yourself to become 5 times more relaxed than you are right now. So all you have to do is simply imagine it and let it go, and it's perfectly fine. So now go ahead and take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it out. And as you let it out, let yourself go 5 times deeper, relaxed, feeling all that weight draining away, feeling lighter, feeling more relaxed. Good. Very good. In fact, so good, let's do that one more time, only this time. You're going to take a deep breath in, hold it, and when you let it out, imagine yourself going 10 times more relaxed than you are right now. So, you can do it. I believe in you. So now go ahead and take a deep breath in, deep breath. Hold it. And let it out. And allow yourself to go 10 times deeper, relaxed. More relaxed than you've been in a while. Letting everything go. Letting all the tension completely drain out of you. Feeling yourself sinking into whatever you're sitting or laying on. And at the same time, feeling lighter and more relaxed than you've been in a long time. And just kind of imagine yourself sitting, laying, whatever you're in position that you're in, whatever position you prefer. Imagine yourself kind of laying amongst a sea of clouds. You're not gonna fall, you're perfectly supported. Just nice and fluffy and completely comfortable. And just imagine yourself there, feeling that lightness, and just feeling your senses spreading out, just stretching along, feeling everything extend as you become aware. You're fully relaxed, and yet aware and relaxed. And just relieved. And just take note of this sensation, how you're feeling right now. And again, if your mind wandered, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay. Just keep coming back to the sound of my voice, letting yourself drift among the clouds, floating, allowing yourself to be supported, and just having a moment to revel in yourself, knowing that you are perfectly fine, you are perfectly good, you're good enough, you are well enough, and you are completely okay. And the nice thing is, the more you sit here, the more you actually go ahead and practice being this relaxed, the easier it becomes. Every time you work on being more relaxed, it just gets easier and easier to let go. And that's perfectly fine. You can come back to this space anytime you like. So now, just go ahead and spend a moment relaxing, letting your mind go. Just drifting, being easygoing. everything and anything. And just know that it's all okay. So in a few moments, not just yet, but in a few moments, I'm actually going to start counting up from 1 to 5. And then when I eventually reach the number 5, you are going to be awake and alert, and you're going to be feeling better than you have in a long time, feeling rested and relaxed, and feeling okay. If you wanted to go to bed right after that, it's not going to be a problem. You're not going to be wired. You're just simply going to be awake and alert and completely relaxed. So again, the moment when I count up to 5, you'll feel perfectly awake, perfectly relaxed. So now 1, starting to come back up. 2, kind of coming back in, becoming aware of your body again. Still feeling very light, very airy. 3, feeling more and more into your body. Feeling better, becoming more and more alert. 4, coming almost all the way up to the top. And again, when I reach that next number, you're going to be wide awake, feeling fully alert, fully refreshed, fully relaxed, calm and peaceful. So now 5, coming fully up, fully awake, fully alert. Go ahead and open your eyes, feeling refreshed, relaxed, feeling better than ever. 5, come on up and awake and alert. And when you're ready, just go ahead and open up your eyes. So, how do you feel? How was that experience? Oh, good. Because I'm kind of out of practice. Okay, maybe it was a little longer than just short, but let's see here. When did we start it? Roughly half hour. So, I mean, yeah, that's about for the short ones. I mean, it's not like the shortest I've done, but for like for a very lightweight exercise, yeah, I'd say half hour. It's about right. So, how do you feel? So as long as you needed it to be, good. Definitely needed that. Cool. You feel very aware and relaxed. Had no issues sinking in. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Definitely glad to hear it. You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the experience. This just makes me wonder what kind. Oops. This just makes me wonder what kind of redeems you've got in store for me later, even more. Just because. You may be a good little girl, but you're also a sussy baka. Pretty yabai. No, I mean, hey, you can if you want, or, you don't have to. That's perfectly fine either way. I think it's all good, no matter how way you slice it. I'm glad you liked it because, like I said, I have been completely out of practice and that was totally unscripted and right off the cuff. So I wasn't sure exactly how well that was going to work out, to be honest. Overall, I figured it'd be fine, but a few parts where I could have done better or stuff like that. But yeah, as long as it was smooth for you, that's the important part. Like I said, I'm glad you enjoyed the journey. That's what's important. Oh, good. Good. I guess that means I've still kind of got it. I'm still gonna go ahead and go brush back up again some more. Go re-look at this stuff that I've done before, look at more stuff. You definitely still got it. I'm glad you think so. Are you sure you're not biased because of the voice in your that's like booming in your ears right about now? No, I mean, I'm kidding. I know you mean it. And still, I'm not gonna mind if you're actually biased because of the voice in your ears right now. Yeah, I mean that's true. Just because you sound good, it's if you don't really know exactly what to do with it, it's almost like any other tool. No pun intended, but you know, if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to be effective. It'll go only so far. So cool. I'm actually kind of excited that, you know, I got to do that for the first time. I'd say in, yeah, literal years. That is the first time I've done a guided exercise in years. So it went better than I thought it would. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I definitely, really, the vote of confidence actually does mean a lot to me. It's like Sally Field, you like me. You really like me. It's like, yeah, my mentors actually did tell me that, well, they gave me their blessing to go ahead and do this stuff, like, you know, the exercises and things, because it was a lot of things that he did, you know, kind of doing that for his clients, and I did a lot of assisting with him, and he was just basically, you know, you should just go ahead and do it yourself. It's cool. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and definitely practice. A lot of times what I do, unless it's kind of like a big group, because the only time I've ever actually really done it on the fly was literally a big group and just kind of feeding off of that energy, and it was a lot easier to do. But especially if it were a recording or something like that, I'd actually have to write a script first and then just follow the script so that I don't lose my place. It's a lot easier when there's an actual connection, which I know that sounds weird because, you know, all right, you know, it's not like you're not physically here, you're not over the phone or anything like that, but I mean, it's still a connection, you know. It's like you are a real person on the other end receiving this, and so I guess the best way to put it is that's enough energy to be able to work with. And yeah, the vibe is strongest when you're in person and stuff. It's still there, but simply not as strong when it's remote like this. So yeah. So cool. I'm glad you understand. And just think, that's the easiest ones I can do. Just imagine what it's like for the people who are either naughty or nice and want a reward, so to speak. There's all kinds of ways we can go. I hope so. You're imagining. I definitely hope so. Because again, I like your vibe. It's very cool. That's probably why this worked so well. If this were just kind of generically going into the ether, wouldn't nearly have nearly as well as it did. So yeah, I guess I should do more of those. Or, hang on a second. What's this? Yes. Absolutely. Being in that state for playtime or reward just heightens things, to be honest. Being keyed into the moment always adds more. The more present you can be, oh, absolutely, the more you get out of every moment. And then on top of it, just imagine and think about what it would be like being completely present, being completely aware, and totally in the moment, aware of every sensation, every movement, every breath. And then going into that kind of situation. Because, I mean, that kind of play is already good. So any kind of play, to be perfectly honest, and generic and TOS friendly. But any kind of play is already good. And it gets even better the more tuned in you are to yourself, to the present moment, to the energy around you. But especially when you're tuned into that energy and you can feel it flowing and you become aware of it and how it's interacting with you, and especially whoever you're playing with, feeling with that. It just opens up all kinds of possibilities. So, yeah, stuff I miss. So yeah, thank you for playing. Thank you. Wait, sorry, excuse me, let me hydrate. Okay, so clearly I am a little bit out of practice. I gotta kind of work my voice more. The whole use it or lose it, I guess. But yeah, so as I was saying, thank you for coming and being such a wonderful playmate and letting yourself enjoy the moment, Lemmy. Thank you for being such a good girl and letting yourself enjoy that moment. You wonderfully sussy baka. Next time I'm gonna go ahead and get the second mic up so that I can basically start messing with you in both of your ears instead of in mono. I'm glad you had a wonderful time. I did too, it was so much fun. I can just imagine all the scripts and fun we're gonna have. Like that, redeem. So, this is such a great vibe, I almost hate to end it. But it is... what? Well, it's 1:12 my time, so it's like 2. How are you feeling? But see, that's the thing. You're not on main right now. You're on my stream. So there's a difference. You can completely let go all you want here. That's the beauty of it. You can let go, let your inhibitions free, release, relax. No, absolutely. Absolutely. But see, here's the thing. I'm willing to put in the work. You willing to receive the work? Are we going to work together? So, we can have all the fun with it. Well, yeah. I mean, I could do all kinds of whatever, and, you know, vice versa. But if the other side isn't open to anything, if they're not going to let it in, it doesn't really matter. I do actually take that as a very serious compliment. I do take that very seriously. Because again, you know, with this type of stuff, energy is everything. So I'm very serious about that kind of vibe. You know? Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. And believe me, the feeling is mutual. So, I am hoping to get to know you better and to become friendlier and friendlier terms with. I mean, I'm hoping we get to the point where maybe at some point we might do some kind of collab together or some other work together, you know, some kind of fun. Because like I said, I want more VTuber peer friends. I mean, even if we never collab or do anything else like that, you know, again, somebody who can kind of come in, hang out, have this kind of vibe, relax, and be open. This is the whole thing. This is the thing I think I wanted. You know, I mean, I love any viewers coming through, and anybody who comes in and enjoys the vibe is more than welcome. You know? I guess I better download it. Thanks. I definitely think you were cool. I thought you were cool from the moment I first saw you putting together keyboards, and yeah, I definitely am looking forward to getting to know you even better too. So, very much looking forward to having lots of fun. Lots of fun times ahead. And I guess getting put a bit to work. It's like, here, read this. Read So, hey. Yes. It's about that time, and absolutely ride this to bed. Go to bed being relaxed, feeling wonderful, feeling fantastic. Cool. You know what? I don't know. Actually, I have to try and see how well DaVinci and my computer get along. But I do have... Excuse me. I'm trying to put up the VODs onto my YouTube VOD channel, so I'll actually try and see if I can isolate this exercise out and make it its own separate thing. Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Although technically this should be able to handle Premiere Pro, so if it can handle Premiere Pro, maybe if I shut everything down, it'll handle DaVinci. Because, you know, Adobe's no slouch when it comes to memory resources. But yeah, I will work on isolating out the guided meditation part. Then I will post that, and then you can go ahead and find it. Then, hey, you can use that part and listen to it anytime you want. At least that's the intent. As long as my computer doesn't die in the process, we're good. So, again, thanks for coming out and playing, Lumi. I really had a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll tag you. I will tag you and let you know. In fact, I'll try to look at this after stream and getting it downloaded and everything, because I'm not doing local recordings. I should have, but again, a little worried about the potato and trying to do the recording part. But yeah, I will let you know, and kind of go from there. So again, thanks so much for coming out and playing. Thanks for hanging. It was a whole lot of fun. Really, really appreciate you. So let me know about any of those redeems you want to do. Oh, really? I have to check my hard drive and see. Okay, I think what I'll do then, my next stream, I'm gonna try to also record at the same time that I'm streaming, and then see how well that holds up. So yeah, it makes more sense to do that instead of downloading a recording after, downloading it from Twitch specifically. So, cool. See, I got all that happy energy too, so I benefit just as much. But you have a good night. Have a good rest. I'm glad it can help. You take care too. Good night. Pleasant dreams. Okay. And overall, I'd also like to thank everybody else who came out. And if you're listening to this VOD later, enjoying us shooting the breeze, enjoying the recording later on. And, you know, hey, I hope you find it of use too, relaxing, and just if it lets you have a moment of relaxation or going to sleep or anything, I hope it helps. And I guess on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And again, thanks for everybody who came out. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate all of you. By all means, feel free to come in, say hi. And I will see you guys next time. My next stream is going to be on Tuesday. So I stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I will catch you all then. So until next time, be well, be relaxed. Or good afternoon and good night.